All right. We are now recording.
Welcome to the Hancock Park Referral Network. Reminding you to turn on your video, add your category to the last part of your name in your Zoom ID, post your contact info in the chat, and the meeting begins now, ends at 8:31. FYI, this meeting is being recorded for possible publication and advertising and marketing. So welcome to the Hancock Park Referral Network. Jimmy, next slide. All right, let's have a quick introduction. There'll be a longer opportunity to do a commercial later in the meeting, but Liberty, if you could give us a quick intro.
Hi, I'm Liberty Worth. I am an artist, and my company is me, Liberty Worth Art. I have a website if you want to look up my artwork.
Wonderful. And who invited you?
You, Mr. Eric Flexner.
Yay! That's what I really wanted you to say.
He just wanted to hear that.
All right, welcome, Liberty. Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for
Nice to
inviting
see you.
me.
Next slide. Antonio, would you be so kind as to read the creed of the Hancock Park Referral Network?
Absolutely. LATIP is a professional organization of men and women dedicated to the highest standards of competence and service. Our purpose is to exchange of business tips. Members will, at all times, maintain the highest professional integrity. Each business category is represented by one member only, and conflicts of interest are disallowed.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And now let's do the definition of a tip by Alon.
A definition of a tip. A qualified business tip is a company or person who is interested in a specific service or product and is expecting a call from a HPRN member.
Beautiful. Thank you. Very good. Remember, today is the 27th of October. 4-tip minimum ends within about 4 days.
I'm doing horrible on that.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that.
But I'm going to Georgia tomorrow. So
yeah, I'm surprised to see you here today. Thank you for showing.
the flight is tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it. So, committee reports. Vice President Jimmy, you're not going to be giving attendance reports anymore. That's going to be Antonio. Antonio, have you received any absence reports?
Just from Laisha.
Just from Laisha. Okay.
Yeah, because she's visiting her dad.
All right. And the rest of the folks in this committee are going to be giving their reports when we have our next board meeting, which will be announced. Also reminding you that tomorrow we're having a little get-together mixer at Vernetti at 5:15 p.m.
Uh-oh. Thought I put that slide there. Anyway.
All right. Now, Jimmy, you want to take over the show with the groups?
You got it. Okay, and Eric, feel free to jump in and fill me in. So guys, one of the things Eric and I were talking about that because we've been doing this online, we've missed out on something called visitations, where you go and you visit someone's office and you see their business, how they do business. You learn about them, you have coffee with them, you get to know about them personally, one-on-one. And it's a great experience and it's a good way to get to know people. So we said, well, since we're on Zoom, let's do it on Zoom. So what I'm going to do is I've set up breakout groups and I'm going to pair you guys up. And so you're going to get about 20 minutes, figure about 10 minutes each. And just like you're having coffee with them or you stop by their office, find out about what they do, what their business is like, what they like to do, family, all that. Just get to know, the other person. And, just have a little fun with it and get to know each other a bit. And then what we'll do is we'll come back out of the breakout rooms and we will come back into the main room and then we'll talk about each other. So we'll report on each other, okay? So that's basically it. Just get to know the other person, find out what they do, how they do it, all that kind of stuff, and share something we may have not heard about them. Anybody have any questions?
And
Okay.
one thing about visitations, this is the most powerful way to connect with people, and then it causes your brain to think about them as you're going through the rest of your day and your week, and it helps to jar loose referrals for one another. And so visitations are a critical component of networking one-on-one. Typically, we would go to one another's office. So, for example, I would go to John Chadbourne's office or Alon's office, and I would meet with him for coffee. And that simple gesture will cause referrals to happen between the two of us. And then we do it with another one, and we do it with another one over the course of weeks and months, so that by the end of the process, we've all gone and seen each other's office, seen each other's lifestyle, where you're working, what you're doing, and things like that, which helps us then when we're referring, it kind of puts an image in our mind, makes it easier to refer. So we haven't been able to do that. And in many cases, we haven't even met each other in person. And so that visitation is something that I thought we need to do. And I talked to the vice president of LaTip, Doug Christian, about it last week. And he said, this is something we need to start doing so that we can sort of put some meat and bones on the meat and potatoes on the bones. And so today we're going to split into groups, and we're going to actually do visitations for 20 minutes with one another, one visitation each, like Jimmy said. And so, you know, imagine that you're sitting at the Starbucks down from somebody's office, and you're going to have a little 20-minute meeting, business meeting, and personal get to know you meeting. You know, what would you say? What would you be interested in knowing? You know, first thing most people would say is, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself, right? And then go from there and end with, you know, this is what I'm looking for in a customer, and this is what you're looking for in a customer, and really kind of get that, you know, because everybody, just because you're a real estate agent or a financial planner or whatever, it doesn't mean you're looking for every kind of client. Just because they breathe, I'm looking for them. That's not specific enough. Who are you really looking for? What is the delicious client that you're looking for? The one that's going to make you super excited. The one that's going to make your month or your year. You know, who is that person? Really identify that person for yourself and for your partner. Okay? Any questions?
Sir?
Beautiful. Jimmy?
All right, beautiful. All right, so what I've done is I've paired you guys up. So in room 1, it's going to be Antonio and John. Room 2, it's going to be Liberty and myself. Room 3 is Eric. Actually, I'm going to switch that around. No, I'll because Eric, you already know Liberty, right? Okay. Room 3 with Eric and Alon. And then in room 4 will be Cynthia and Jim. All right. Any questions on that? So I'm going to pop you guys. I'll send you automatically to the room. You got 20 minutes, figure 10 minutes each person. And then what you want to do is you want to, it'll time out, but you can also come back into the main room whenever you're ready and be ready to report on your partner. All right. Any questions? Beautiful. All right, you guys, have some fun. Time is up for the 20-minute. Do you want to close all the break? Close now. Oh, that's kind of neat. I've never done this. So what happens is it tells me that they've got 30 seconds to close the breakout room. So that's kind of cool.
The funny thing is my 6-year-old's a pro at this.
Oh, yeah.
He does breakout rooms all the time.
Well, that's what they do in school. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My sister's an elementary school teacher, and I listened to her doing her thing, and it's like, what a challenge. You know?
It's intense. It takes a lot of juggling to do it.
Yeah, and my heart goes out to you guys as parents trying to deal with that. You know, it's like, oh.
That went by so fast.
Yeah.
Over. What?
Eric, we should have coffee sometime.
For an hour at least. That was
Yeah, with
really
this group, I
short.
figured we'd probably need a couple hours for each of you guys because you all like to talk.
Yeah, Eric, you know I can talk, and Antonio can talk too.
Yeah.
You know.
Jim, it feels like speed dating.
I don't know. I had a lot more fun with John than I had on my speed date. So
I
I'm
feel the flame.
Well, your date with John probably lasted longer than your speed dates, but
it actually did. It actually did. We're going on the second one.
All right. So who wants to go first and tell us a little bit about their coffee buddy this morning?
I'll go first.
All right, Antonio, go ahead.
All right. I got it's 5 seconds. John's the best. Just period. John's the best. He's the best at what he does. Now, the title company as a title insurance sales guy, this guy, he's been in the business for over 30 years. He knows exactly. He's been through every type of market, working with real estate agents and working with loan officers. This man, not only just personable, but knowledgeable, gets the job done. I love his energy. He's a guy that you want on your team. A definitely person, whether it's just the work itself, or just, you know, his feel for the market. This is a guy. He's looking for that top real estate. He wants that #1 real estate producer. That's what he wants. That #1, that Eric Flexner in every market. That's the one he wants.
Beautiful. All right. Excellent. All right. Who else wants to go?
So who here knows a top realtor?
I know.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I think I know.
So that person, you know, introduce him to John. Figure out a way to introduce to John.
They call me every month, so yeah, I'll do that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Who wants to go next?
Can go.
Nope.
Oh,
All right,
John's
go ahead,
going.
Cynthia.
Okay. That went by so fast. Jim said he's showboating today, so you're going to hear more about him. But the thing that you might not hear is, or maybe he'll talk about this, but the comprehensive way that he treats people who are in pain. I happen to know enough about science to be able to follow him, but it's intense. He has really deep, massive knowledge. But the little piece that I want to share right now is his COVID protective techniques. They're in a freestanding house. It's possible to have you seen during a time when you're the only patient in the whole house. Rooms have windows, everything's sanitized, even the air. Anyway, I was happy to hear that about Jim's practice. A lot of us go to medical appointments and maybe wouldn't consider acupuncture, but probably need acupuncture now more than ever. So my potential of referrals to Jim just expanded more. And we had a great session.
That's great.
All right. John, you want to go?
Oh,
All right. So Antonio and I on our date. So Antonio, he's a Sagittarius, likes long walks on the beach. No, that's not it. Hey, so actually we had a really nice visit. You know what? And like Eric, I think, you know, I can talk and Antonio can talk. This could have gone on for about an hour. But you know, let me tell you some things about Antonio. You know, something that I didn't know, but financial planner versus financial advisor. You know what? Antonio is he's the big picture. Financial planner can tell you what to do. Antonio can do it for you. I think that is a huge benefit, huge benefit. Let me give you a couple points that I really liked about Antonio. That was one of them. The other one is, in talking to him, because this is something I know in myself for all the years that I've been entitled, but this is something I know about myself, is Antonio doesn't want to just, you know, I would say, I was trying to phrase this, he doesn't just want to make the sale. He wants to know, what is he selling? What are the details behind it? You know, very few people are like that. I find that a lot of salespeople, they just want to sell. They don't really know what's behind the product. Antonio knows what's behind the product. He's been through that, you know, essentially been through that mortgage meltdown with the mortgage-backed securities. He knows what those things are, which very few people actually know what those things are, know the background to them, know what was going on with them. Very, very few people do. Antonio knows. I got to tell you guys, knowledge, he's got it. He's got it. If you want somebody that you can work with that's going to take care of you and knows what he's doing, knows the background to it, he's the guy.
Dang, that was a good one.
Yeah.
And long walks on
The check is in the mail.
That's
I'll send that
Mom
check
will be proud.
right away. To your agent or to you, John?
We're on Zoom. You can Venmo me, right? Isn't that the new?
Yes, I got you. Got you. Cash App, you got it.
But great visit. Great visit. Like I said, I'd like to actually talk to him some more because it was very
Oh,
interesting.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to jump in. I want to talk about Liberty. Now, our date was very platonic, okay? So we were just talking business, you guys, not like you two. But anyway, no, she's wonderful, has a wonderful personality, and I can tell she's got a very kind and warm and generous heart. And what's neat, and I'll show her website a little bit later, is she does, you know, these textiles, and a lot of it, her clients, you know, it's into things for healing, and she does classes, and, you know, she works with people that are grieving and bringing in memories for family. And it's really neat, a lot of the things that she does. Not only that, she's a very talented artist. And it was a pleasure getting to know her. And she's got 3 kids who are probably wonderful because she seems like a wonderful person. But I really enjoyed my my coffee with Liberty, and I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Thank you.
Anything in particular you found out that she's looking for in a client?
You know, she does a lot of things, and that's the thing. We were talking about that because she does classes, and so she's, you know, looking for people that are looking for classes. She talked about you know, organizers. That was a big thing. People who are, you know, if someone comes in and cleans out your closet, right? And they're hoarders and they keep stuff, right? But a lot of times they want to hold on to memories, and she has a way of creating something out of those memories so they feel better about getting rid of things. So if you know a home organizer, someone that comes in and helps people clean out closets and garages, they'd be a good tip for her.
Oh,
Did I get that right?
I know one of those. I can introduce you to John Trosco.
Great. Thank
He's
you.
the world's greatest organizer.
You know, can I chime in again?
Yes, sir.
So I forgot about Antonio, what he's looking for, his number 1 person. Anybody with 50 million or more? No, that's not it. He's actually looking for, kind of like Liberty, the organizer here. He's looking for that person that, you know, they have, you know, let's say multiple accounts. They need to kind of reel it in. You know, and I think we all may be guilty of some of this with, you know, your Charles Schwab, your 401ks, your Vanguard, you're all over the place. And he's looking for that person that needs to be reeled in. Maybe somebody creating a business that he can help, you know, facilitate the whole thing and help reel them in, help advise them, help, you know, with their organization of the whole chart. So not necessarily that person with 50 million, but probably a good person for him. But, you know, I'm working for you, Antonio. I'm working.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think Liberty has about 45 million. So
Sure, right here in fabric.
Well, she lives on Eric Street, so she's got to have a lot of money because Eric lives. Oh, gosh.
It may be all invested in art supplies, actually. So
45 million in beautiful textiles.
Hey.
Yikes. At that point, I'd need a divorce attorney.
Well, I want to talk about Alon. You know, one thing, whenever Alon is on here, I'm thinking to myself, you know, he's probably getting some sort of emergency call right now. What is he doing? You know, he's probably just like wanting to get off the Zoom call so badly so he can go save somebody's life, right? And the good news about that is that he's not necessarily the guy, okay? You don't want an old guy like Alon to show up and take care of your fire damage. You know, you might like worry about him, but he's got actual men on the ground at all times, ready to rock and roll. Okay, it's not just Alon, it's his team. Alon is the administrator, the manager, the big boy, the big brother in the room, and he's got these other guys who are part owners in the company, super motivated to own their own thing, and they know that, you know, Alon is not the fire damage expert, the other guy is. Alon is the business expert to help get them, you know, what they need, the part they don't understand, and they are the ones who go out there and make it happen. And it turns out he also has the same thing going in San Jose, California, where he has a moving company called Pink Elephant. In case you guys know anybody out there, Pink Elephant is stationed in the perfect location, which is San Jose, which is the #1 migratory town in America, apparently, or area. More people coming and going to San Jose with big dollar items, big households than any other part of the country. So he has a guy there who does moving in and out of San Jose for these, you know, probably these Silicon execs and all that. So it's not just remediation and fire and mold and COVID and things like that here in LA, but it's also moving. So he's got multiple businesses going where he is the administrator, marketer, manager, officer, CEO, and then he's got these guys that do the work on the ground. So he's not having to run off at any moment during our meeting. They're going to do that. So that gave me a little bit of a relief. Yeah.
I thought he was running off right now for a job.
Yeah. So we can't hear you, Cynthia.
I just said, there he goes.
Yeah. So and the best part of Alon is this unbelievable.
He's wearing his pink elephant hat. I see it. All right.
I love it. He's got this beautiful little daughter. Where do you have her there? Oh my God, what a face.
No, he sent her out on a work call.
I was gonna say he works, she's working.
There's one.
Oh.
Hi. What's your daughter's name? Oh, so beautiful.
She is.
Look at her.
Oh.
Look at that face. How in the world did you make something that pretty?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You now drive the bus.
Blonde kid.
Jimmy's no longer the bus driver. You drive the bus now.
So pretty. Anyway, so you guys know what Alon does. Any kind of remediation, you know, I think, I don't know, keep in mind that he does the COVID remediation. You know, he can clean an office in 5 minutes, top to bottom, for a small fee. You know, you need to be able to ensure to your customers that you're good to go. You know, $250, he can do that and make the place spotless for the next round of customers.
Yep.
Wow.
Beautiful. All right.
All right, I'll talk.
All right, Liberty.
So we were sort of laughing because I'm incredibly right-brained, and so my approach to Jimmy is coming from a real right-brained standpoint, which is numbers, blah blah blah. I don't understand that, but what I do get, and the feeling I do get, is that in understanding that when Jimmy is pulled in as a mortgage person or helping with people refi, that the kind of person you're getting has this background in teaching and has this understanding of like wanting to work with people on a level of integrity and not micromanaging and not that, but just to take it in his hands and to be able to help them walk through something without making them feel like they can't trust him. And I think he's a great explainer of things. I felt the overall feeling I got was that this is not just a hustle, that this is something that he cares about, and he does because he cares about his own family and because he cares about other families and the people that he's working with. So that was my feeling, my gut feeling in that, and that's kind of how I move. But I
Thank
enjoyed
you.
meeting him very much.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, whatever Antonio's paying John, I'm gonna pay you double. Thank you. That was great.
So
$15 million.
That'll buy a lot of fabric.
Yes, Jim.
well, first things, Liberty, do you have kids at Click by chance?
No, I have a lot of friends at Click, but
Okay, I thought I recognized your name from the Facebook group.
My kids are at CWC, and I've
okay.
had kids at World City Center, so I don't know.
Oh,
if there's
that's
a lot of
probably where
crossover.
that's from. Yeah,
Okay.
because of Brittany and
The classes that you're looking at or looking for, do you do it for adults as well?
I do. I've taught at workshops at like professional conferences for like corporate stuff or different like grief groups and all sorts of different things. Yeah. Mhm.
so I
And
wanted
art
to.
school.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I was just saying, and just like art groups too, where people have a group of people together and want an event, like a mom's night or a date night or things like that too.
Sounds very interesting. So I didn't get the chance to tell everybody about Cynthia. So Cynthia spent most of the time actually listening. She had a lot of questions for me. She was really interested in a deep dive. Like she wanted not just the surface information. We could have kept going and going and going because I can go there. But the thing is, she just listened. She had questions and she was so truly interested in what I was looking for and how I can help people so that she could understand that. You have a legal problem, you want somebody who's going to do that. And I didn't have a chance to find out any more specifically about what she's looking for, but just that interaction shows me that, if you want an attorney, you want someone who's going to get you, not someone who's just going to go, oh, I know what to do for you. Boom, boom, boom. Here, this is what you need. Take it. So Cynthia's really listens. And that's, I think, the main thing that I got, other than the fact that she's really interested in what I want to talk about. So that was great.
At least you're
Oh,
on.
and she
Thank you.
loves her dog and her family more than anything.
Thank you, Jim.
Obviously, the sign of a good lawyer because she asked a lot of questions, so she wants to know what's going on. So there you go. All right. Everybody went, right? Woohoo! All right. So what do you guys think?
I don't think John went. I don't think John went.
What?
Oh, you crack me up, Antonio.
Sorry, I missed that when I was talking. I didn't hear it. But, all right. So Eric, what do you want to do next? Do you want to do the commercials or do you want to go into the other events?
Let's go into the, well, we've all just had a little commercial for each other. So let's take a break on that for a few minutes and then go into announcements. So I have some good news, bad news. The bad news led to the good news. So the bad news is that Ken Yang is no longer going to be part of the group. He has very busy mornings and he just finds that it's just too difficult for him to be everywhere at once. So we are looking for a banker. It's funny because the same week that he left the group was the week that I closed a transaction with a client that he had referred me. So it was a little painful for me to see him go. But what it did was it refocused me on, what we're up to here in this group at 7 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And, what we're all here for. You know, why are we here? You know, what do we want to get out of this? You know, this isn't going to last if it's a social group. You know, this, what makes it last is making money together, and that leads to everything else. And so, you know, this type of format, this LaTip format, it was not structured for a Zoom world. It's a participatory in-person group. That's what we are, even though we've never been in person. And when we started the group back in, you know, March, and then restarted it in May, and then June, you know, the intention was always that, you know, hopefully pretty soon we're going to be meeting in person, because it's that human touch that really gets us thinking about each other and referring business to each other. It's that seeing, touching, feeling, you know, to the extent that you can in social distance world, that really is the thing that is necessary. It's the key ingredient to making a delicious cake. And so what I decided to do was, you know, at this stage, we're almost in November now, you know, we could be in this scenario of COVID for another year. I mean, let's face it, guys. Not everybody's going to take that vaccine when it comes out, which means that we're all still at risk. You know, until everybody's done it, nobody's done it, essentially. And so this could be a lot longer haul than anybody had hoped. And so what I did was I spoke with the top brass at LaTip about, you know, about this, and this is a very common problem for them. They're facing everywhere. And what they said was, you know, for the folks that feel comfortable, have an in-person meeting. It's so important. It's the key ingredient to the survival of your group and to the growth of your group. And to those who don't want to, you know, 20-30% of any group is likely not going to feel comfortable being in person. And those people will figure out a technological way. You know, whether it's 3 of us bring our laptops and we put 1 person on each laptop for the 3 people who aren't going to be there, for example. We need to start meeting in person. I don't want to lose more members because of this lack of touchy-feely that we need. And so we're going to go into a hybrid format, which is that we're going to meet in person, and those who don't want to meet in person, we're going to have them on our laptops. And we're going to see how that goes for 2 or 3 weeks. And, you know, we can circle back and give our impressions of how it went when we're done with that little 2 or 3 week jaunt, starting next week. And so what I did over the last week was I scoped out every place in the greater Hancock Park area that has a large enough meeting area outside, is open at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, and is serving coffee and all kinds of breakfast, you name it. And the best place that I could find was the La Brea Bakery. Okay, La Brea Bakery, which is right off of Wilshire and La Brea. And I made an appointment with them for next Tuesday. This is the outdoor area. As you can see, it's secluded behind the building, so there's not going to be a lot of traffic noise, as well as it is, the tables are very far apart. And if you're comfortable, you can sit with each other with a mask on, or we can sit at separate tables and yell at each other, which is not going to be necessary because it's not so huge, but it's big enough and it's early enough that we should be able to get most of the tables to ourselves. Okay. So that's going to start next week And I already know that Cynthia and probably John Chadbourne and maybe a few others are going to ask to be remotely brought in. And that's totally cool. This will be a challenge. But a challenge that is meant to keep us afloat, to keep us interested and excited, and keep us moving towards a big, beautiful, wonderful networking organization. So other than John and Cynthia, who I already know, who else might have an issue with meeting in person so that I can set up an alternative for you?
I think I'd be a maybe depending on childcare.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, well, when we talked yesterday, you were just going to join for the day. It sounds like you might want to come back.
I'd like to continue to see if I can work it out.
Okay, beautiful. Love it. So other than that, Jim, Alon, Antonio, Jimmy, and probably Leisha. Sounds like we're all good to have a little breakfast meeting outdoors.
I feel comfortable outdoor mass distance. I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely give it a shot.
Okay, lovely. So we will do that starting next Tuesday. La Brea Bakery, hard to forget, easy to remember. It's on La Brea and it's a bakery. Okay. Location, very easy for example, Antonio, to get to your office from there. Just shoot down Wilshire from there or wherever, Olympic.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Should be pretty central to
Yeah.
everybody's needs. And that brings me to the next thing, which is that even if it's just one other person, we're having a mixer tomorrow at 5:15.
I'll be there.
Even if it's just me having a sad little beer by myself, I'm going to be there. And I think it'd be nice if we all, as many of us could, were to just come and say hello. Get out of the darn house. Yeah. It's outside on Larchmont. It's in the street. If you've been down Larchmont, I know, Cynthia, you have, right there, Vernetti, it sticks out into the street. It takes all the parking spots, and it's as outdoors as you can get. And, you know, have a little glass of wine, wear your mask. It'd be nice to get us all together. This is what we need as a group moving forward for a while. Sure. Any comments, questions?
No, sir.
Beautiful.
Well, I want to throw in a comment, you know, for events like this, you know, invite people. If you've got someone you're thinking about bringing, you know, the mix would be a great time to bring, you know, someone who might be interested in the group. Maybe the mornings weren't so great before, or you know, whatever, Zoom. But if you've got someone, bring somebody, you know. That's it.
I'll bring a speed date.
Right. You know, that's a great idea, Jimmy. And I think I'm going to take that challenge to bring somebody. I don't know who it's going to be. I've got a little more than 24 hours to figure that out. But this is what they told me at headquarters, is that once you start meeting in person, people are going to flock because there's not a lot of opportunities to flock. And so people they want to get out of the house in a formatted, safe scenario where they know that the people that they're flocking to are practicing, you know, social distancing and practicing the things that we're required to practice to stay safe. They want to be in scenarios like that. So think about, you know, people you wouldn't even imagine thinking about now. All of them, you know, would be very open, as long as they don't have an old mom at home or something like that who they have to take care of as far as being quarantined. But other than that, folks want to get out there. So let's see if that's true. Invite somebody. All right. Jimmy, anybody, any last comments? Okay, so let's do our commercials. Jimmy, you want to take it away and go down the order?
All right. So let's start with Jim.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Bloomfield. I'm a licensed acupuncturist at Larchmont Traditional Medicine. As you know, I help people with their health care, and that includes mental health, pain, injury, illness, and I love to tell you more about the way I do it. This week, I did not make any referrals. I may have one for Antonio. We're going to talk about that later today, and I'm still working on Cynthia. So an ideal referral for me is anyone who is interested in working on their health in a different way that's going to give them better results than what they've done before. They're unhappy with what they're doing. And my power partner would be a physical therapist, massage therapist, or home care specialist.
Beautiful. All right, Cynthia, fire away.
Cynthia Juneau of Juneau Law Offices in Larchmont Village for 26 years at least. The ideal client for me, I'm a real estate attorney. I do some other things, but for this group, I am the real estate attorney. Ideal client for me, I'll just say this week, landlord tenant. It's a hot area right now. There's a new California law. I'm up to speed on it. I'm consulting with people at discounted hourly rate of $4.99. $499 will buy you an hour of my time. Sometimes that can include a phone call, a letter. Doesn't always though, but send anyone to me who is interested in knowing anything about landlord tenant law. My services are broader than that, but right now that is the hottest area. I passed one tip last week to the amazing Jim Bloomfield.
Beautiful. All right. Eric Flexner.
Eric Flexner, Coldwell Banker Real Estate in Hancock Park and beyond. And, you know, I was thinking of my tagline, trying to think of a tagline. You know, everybody's got to have a damn tagline. And I've been working with a very expensive branding coach, this and that and that and this, all kinds of stuff. And then I'm working with my wife on a little flyer and she's like, well, why don't you just say Hancock Park and beyond? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's it. I'll just say that for all the money that I spent on the branding coach. And my wife just sort of throws it out there. So I do Hancock Park and beyond. Love Hancock Park, focus on Hancock Park, but I've got clients. I just closed one in Marina Del Rey. I've got clients all over the place. So don't think of me just for Hancock Park, but think of me for Hancock Park. Power partner would be a bankruptcy attorney or a CPA. And I've given one tip to the magnificent Jimmy Green this week. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And Mr. Chadbourne, fire away.
Good morning. I'm John Chadbourne. I'm with Equity Title Company. And I haven't passed any tips this week. I probably will have one for Jim, actually, hopefully later today, but I'll let you know. My services are title insurance. I provide lien, loan, easement information, obviously title insurance for sales and refinances. My power partner would be real estate agents, lenders, escrow officers, business managers. I think that's it. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Antonio.
Good morning, Antonio Goodwin with Ameriprise financial advisor. And although I work for Ameriprise, or at least that's my employer, I work for you. So whatever goals you have in mind, whatever goals you set 10, 20, 30 years down the line, how you want to retire, how you want to send your kids to college, how you want to start that new business. You got 5 different 401ks all over the place. You want to bring them together. I sit down, leverage the tools and technologies of Ameriprise Financial, put a plan together, walk you through it from now all the way to your retirement and then. So if you need anything, Antonio Goodwin, Ameriprise financial advisor. My power partner, it would be a CPA. And I did pass one tip this week to Leisha.
Awesome. All right. Alon.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Alon Ben David from Presto Emergency Repair. We do water and fire damage restoration, as well COVID-19 sanitation. We do mold remediation, structural damage. I did not pass any tips this week. I did not pass any tips this month. I'm doing horrible on that, but I'm working on it. My power partners can be an insurance adjuster, management company, plumbing companies. That's it.
Beautiful. All right. All right, Liberty, I'm gonna save you for last. I'm gonna go. I am Jimmy Green, and I'm with Finance of America, and I'm your mortgage guy. Think green. Think Jimmy Green. Think your friends, family, anybody who wants to refinance or purchase, they need some green, they need some money. Think about me. I passed 2 tips this week to John, and my power partner is gonna be a CPA. So let's get us a CPA. Me and Antonio need one. All right, Liberty, your turn.
I am Liberty Worth. I'm an artist. I work with people and I help them process life events actually, and to mark their moments by creating custom work for them, for their homes, and for their to capitalize on the memories that they have and help catalyze them and put them into into a visual form. I'm also an art teacher and a facilitator of workshops and creativity. My power partner is interior designers, professional organizers, and people who help guide people through transitional points in their lives.
Awesome, thank you. And that was everybody, right? So here's her website. I just wanted to pitch. Oops, can you guys see me? Can you guys see your website? Very funny, Antonio. I saw you. You didn't back at me for that prom picture I put up, huh?
Wait, I don't see the website.
You don't see it?
Yeah,
No.
it's not up.
All right.
Put it
hold
on
on.
speaker view.
Oh, I didn't have the screen share up. Now do you see it?
There we go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, there you go. So here's her website. This is some of your work, right?
Yeah,
Tell us
all
about it.
this is my work. So these are 3 different categories. The fiber art is all the things that I'm making with fiber textiles. So that's a whole category. The center is mixed media, like I do when I teach. Those are faster studies. And then the special projects is a piece I have in a Santa Monica Children's Museum. That's an interactive piece of art that I did. It was a large scale project complete with fabricators and interior designers and technology people. It's pretty cool. If you go into, I was going to say going into textiles is probably the best thing. You can see what I do. So on the left is the body of work that I'm doing. I said I had a very unique aesthetic, and that's the kind of thing when I'm doing custom work for people. I do bed quilts. I do the one with the blue triangles is kind of interesting. If you click on that right there, that's memory quilts. So what people will do, if you scroll, you can just see some of the ways that people have used me. These are all commissioned pieces that I've used. This one is clothing of a deceased person. This is a person who lost a dog and wanted to memorialize that. And then these are all different families that have commissioned me to create things that will memorialize something good, something sad, something that's just becomes a family heirloom. So these are not necessarily the fine art pieces I do, but this is what a lot of the interactive work is when I'm working with people.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, all right. Hey, I want to chime in real quick. Jim, you were supposed to showboat, and I know we had the schedule last week. So what we'll do is, if you're okay with it, we'll push it out to next week.
Sure.
Is that good for you? Okay, so, and I'll get you guys the schedule. I'll email, because I remember I made a mistake on the last one, so I'll get you the updated schedule. And Liberty will throw you on there too. If you're gonna come next week, we'll get you on part of the schedule, tell you about it. And so we'll move it all towards next week. So, all right. Eric, anything else?
Yeah. So tomorrow, 5:15 p.m. at Vernetti. And for next week, it'll be the first in-person meeting that we're having. So I need you guys to not forget, bring your business cards. Bring any materials that's, paper, whatever, that you want to allow people to take. Jim, as the showboater, what you do is you actually have a table at the in the meeting where you put your flyers, your pens, whatever it is that you have that you want to give away, so that people have little mementos of you. This is the time that you bring that. That's what showboating is. It is basically bringing your wares to the meeting and setting them up on one of the tables. Okay. The rest.
But you know what? Since we're doing the hybrid meeting, I think we should also have the webpage so we can show people on. They're on the. If people are coming in on Zoom. So if you want to also give me a webpage or a something to post up on the PowerPoint. There we go.
Okay. And we're going to do our best with the, with the technology that we have and see if that works. I'll get some coaching from Latip. And so the next 2 times that we're going to meet, which are tomorrow and next Tuesday, we're going to be doing it in person. So I'm very, very excited to meet all of you guys. Most of you guys I have not met in person. So I'm excited to do that. I saw John yesterday at the office. I realized I haven't seen the guy since March, so it's weird, but here we go. Any announcements or testimonials before we log off today? Any
I have a
announcements?
testimonial for Cynthia. I referred her to a friend of mine who unfortunately lost her mother and has been going through a lot of overwhelm. And she did some fantastic work helping her with the title on the property and the trust. And she was a little panicked on Friday because she was worried about deadlines, and Cynthia jumped on it and overnighted it. And the lender got the stuff yesterday, and she was on it. And my friend is very happy about that. So thank you.
You're welcome, Jimmy.
Anybody else? Okay, guys, remember, bring business cards, at least 10 business cards to the meeting next Tuesday, and we will see some of you, hopefully a lot of you, tomorrow at Vernetti at 5:15 p.m. Hasta la vista, baby.
Thank you for
Have a
having
great
me.
week. Thank you, Liberty.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, Liberty.
Nice to meet you all.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.